Hello everybody, welcome to another build video from Toomba. This one's Magicka Templar PvP designed, well, it can do anything, but it's really good at DPS. You get a tool for pretty much every task. Templar's got like everything in its arsenal. You can do anything. You've got an amazing purge, an amazing heal. You've got snares, you've got stuns, you've got burst damage, you've got dot damage. You can do anything. You can take out tanks or squishy high DPS tunes and survive their blasts. You just have to press the right button at the right time, and this build is going to blow your mind how fun and amazing it is in PvP. It was my favorite. It's one of the best builds I've ever had. So this specific build you're looking at is something a friend of mine put together maybe 2 years ago. Good guy named Sir Dad Jokes. If you see him in game, give him a shout. I'm giving this build for a friend of mine, Bree. She needs a good Magicka Templar build for PvP, and this is the best one I've got for her. I think you're all gonna love it. It's amazing. So right now, like I said, it's an older setup I had from a while ago. Using innate axiom. Keep that. Do a heavy reinforced chest. And you want to be in 5 light. So you can do a heavy head. You do want the 2-piece mighty Chudans that I've got. You want that. I went with 1-piece medium. So I've got 1-piece heavy, 1-piece medium, 5 pieces light. And I've got 5 in pen, 6 in pen actually. You could do 1 divines if you want for some extra whatever you're doing. On the Mundus here, it wouldn't hurt at all to do 2-piece heavy. It'd be extra resist, in fact. You'd be sacrificing 2%, I believe, max stats to do 2-piece heavy instead of 5-1-1. So this build I've got here, I've got New Moon. New Moon is not bad, but this, like I said, I put this together before they nerf New Moon. I would now, with the set changes, I would most definitely do War Maiden. War Maiden would pull another 200 spell damage out of this. You'd lose a little penetration, that's okay. You'd be getting a whole lot more damage out of this. Get your pen from somewhere else. Like your Lover Mundus, which is the way to go. Go with a Lover Mundus. For food, you want the Clockwork Citrus Fillet. That's the best in slot. Clockwork Citrus, Lover Mundus, and most of your points in Magicka, maybe a little bit in health. You don't want to die. Yeah, you don't want your health to go to 0. But you survive on this build because you kill other things first. You've got the ability with this build. You take a hit from a Nightblade, you can bounce right back. Alright, let's go for skills. So, back bar. Let's do back bar. Back bar resto staff, I would not change that. Front bar, I've got dual wield. The dual wield passive gives me just the last one. If you've got swords, increases your damage done by 6%, which isn't too shabby, but you could do alternatively, you could do the Destro staff, I think it's this one. Flame staffs. Having a flame staff equipped is going to increase your damage done with single target abilities by 8%, which isn't going to help your jabs, your puncturing sweep, which is kind of your spammable, but that will help everything else, your toppling charge, purifying light, radiant impression, not your crescent sweep though. So yeah, you might want to go with dual wield or two-hander if you want to buff 6% across the board to everything. Two-hander, yeah, two-hander has the same passive somewhere in here. One of these. Where is it? Yep, there it is. Swords increase your damage done by 2%, 5%. Maybe it's 5%. I think it's less. Yeah, go with dual wield. Doesn't hurt. Anyways, this build, just the way it is amazing. Back bar, here's your heal. Honor the Dead. It's cheaper. It heals your teammates if you're facing them. It's an amazing, the best burst heal spammable in the game. Possibly, probably, I think, maybe, yeah. Purge, you've got the best purge in the game, hands down, Templar. This thing, your buddies can synergize. I think pugs can even synergize it. People who aren't even in your group can get a heal from this. It'll take away every single effect when they synergize it. And you, yourself, even if you've got 10 dots on you, you can hit this thing twice and you're fully purged off. Like, fighting Magicka DKs is just too easy. Race against time. This is your snare removal. This is your speed. This is how you get out of trouble. This is how you get into trouble. Race against time is good stuff. You can't go wrong with this. Going with the Sigil line makes you a little bit more survivable. Good utility there. If you don't want to do the Sigil line thing, that's fine. Go Vampire and do Mist Form on this slot. Mist Form, when you come out of it, it'll give you an extra 300 damage. So if you do the Vampire route, you will have more damage. You will take more fire damage though. And your skills will cost more. So careful with that. Might really suck to go Vampire sometimes. Situationally. Situationally, might benefit you to be a vampire. There's a give and take there. Here's your sorcery buff. This is your 20% damage buff. Degeneration is also a dot that you place on the enemy. They can't dodge it. It'll hit them wherever. They can dodge this though. This is your other dot. Reflective light shoots out 3 little fireballs. Each one of those balls will snare the enemy. And when you cast it, it'll give you Major Prophecy, increasing your spell crit. So it's arguably worth having and using that instead of using Javelin, which is the other skill I might put on that bar. Javelin's pretty cool. Javelin is super fun. Super fun. Yeah. Front bar. Alright. Put that on your enemy first. Purifying Light. It's going to go off in 6 seconds, and all the damage you're doing is going to copy and sort of burst. You'll get a percentage of that damage that you're doing added onto that. So tankier targets that are harder to kill, time it, get that 6% or the 6 seconds, get as much burst damage as you can to go off right there at the end of that Purifying Light in 6 seconds. You can make it go off by casting it again on that target. This skill, Living Dark, is your defensive skill in the front bar, so you can you can stay on your front bar and not have to swap, just hit something defensive and keep moving, keep staying on offense on your front bar. So you can put this up and jab your way back to health. It will make it so that the direct damage other people are doing snares them a lot and hurts a whole lot less. It's not going to make it so that you take no damage, it'll just make it so that it hurts less. Toppling Charge here is your gap closer that comes with a stun. It's great for just knocking people over and taking the advantage in the fight. And then Jabs, of course, is your spammable. It's going to snare the enemy. It's going to heal you for some of the damage done. It's OP. It's too good. It's stupid easy. It's just a dumb rotation how easy it is. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. And Radiant Oppression is your execute, and I know it says it does more damage to enemies that are under 50%, but don't use this on enemies that are under 50. Use it on enemies that are under 30%, under 20%. And when it goes off, it's going to just immediately delete them. Those enemies who are dodging won't be able to, like, it's going to still hit them, and it won't matter. People are going to think they're getting away, and they're not. Also, this hits them when they're dodging. This is why this build is so powerful, because so many things in its arsenal kill effectively when the enemies are dodging. It's like those roly-poly bastards out there, just dodging. They will still die. They will still. You jump on them with Helping Charge, you put the Purifying Light on them, and you start jabbing away, and they're snared, and they're trying to get away, but they're taking all this damage. They dodge, and they get out of it finally, and they hit, their rally so they can get out, and you're beaming them down, and they're still dodging to try and avoid your damage, but they're not avoiding anything. Crescent Sweep will just absolutely delete them. It's about the same amount of damage you can get out of a Dawnbreaker in a way cheaper ult. It's only 75 ult. Yeah, you notice it says hits enemies in your path for 60% more damage. So the tooltip that says 8,500 damage, 8,562 magic damage, which would be buffed, remember, if you went with War Maidens instead of New Moon here, it'd go up, it'd be even higher. It's going to hit for 60% more to targets that are in front of you. Like, it hits like a truck. It hits like a truck, and it's only 75 ult. So, yeah, there you go. Magicka Templar DPS, it's a thing. It's a super hot thing. Play it situationally. So for potions, probably go with Health, Magicka, Major Prophecy. I don't know. You don't need the Major Prophecy if you're getting it from the Reflective Light, or you could go with Health, Magicka, Movable. That's probably what you want to go with. Stealth Detection Potions, of course. You could, well, you definitely want to go with the Artesian Broth for food. And, okay, let's do champion points. 49 in Blessed, 31 in Elfborn, 56 Elemental Expert, 41 Spell Erosion, Master at Arms 37, Thaumaturge 56, Ironclad 48, Spell Shield 25, this one's important, Light Armor Focus 42, Hardy 49, Elemental Defender 43, Thick Skinned 11, Elemental Defender 9, Quick Recovery 43, Warlord 48, Scythener 11, Sprinter 29, Arcanist 64, Tenacity 43, Mooncalf 15, Tumbling 37, Shadow Ward 23. Now, also, for race, Argonian is my favorite. It's like you've got a bunch of stamina available that you wouldn't get on other races on a Magicka class, sort of. You've got the buff to healing, which is great on a Templar. You can't go wrong with Argonian. The Argonian passives give you resources back for potions used. When you drink a potion, you get 4,000 of all your stats, no matter what the potion is. And it'll increase your max magic a little bit, your max health and disease resistance. You cannot be minor defiled, and increases your healing done by 6%. Helps you just bounce back to full. And let's not forget that swim speed, of course. But also, if you're not going to do Argonian, Dunmer is what I would do. I would do Dunmer because you get a buff to your spell damage, and your max Magicka, and your max stamina. That's important, your max stamina buff. Which you just don't get from most of the things. You might have thought, like High Elf, you get about the same amount of damage from a High Elf. You get a little buff to, I think, cost reduction on your class skills with High Elf. So your Magicka would be better off, but your stamina, you've got no benefit to your stamina. You will die on this build more often when you run out of stamina than when you run out of Magicka. So stamina is so important. That's why Argonian and Dunmer are better. That's why they're better. Because those are races that buff the damage you do, the healing you do, is your survivability. In that sense, is just things the Templar needs, plus the stamina. That's why. Okay, so that's the build. That's it. Everything you need is right there. Tell me how you like it in the comments below. Enjoy.